Yes, my people, I am back tonight. You know, we just had the press conference, pre-match press conference right now with the gaffer, Pochettino. He said a lot, and I believe you deserve to hear what he said, all that he has said. Nothing much so interesting that we don't know. Everything that he said, we already know. But it's still his duty to come to the press and tell the press what he thinks about tomorrow's game and how it's going to be like. And so I am part of the press and I'm to deliver to you, my honorable men and women out there in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Europe, in the UK, and even US. Yeah, that's what I'm here to deliver to you at this very hour. Well, straight away we go to my team lineup prediction, my team lineup. Before I go to all that the coach has said, yes, it's very important because I kept promising you that even though I told you earlier on, I'm not too sure where to start from, who should be the players, because I don't know exactly what to say again about the team. We try to be excited about the past 2 weeks and it's not working out. But this time around, like I told you in my last game, we are not giving up yet. We ain't giving up yet. We ain't giving up yet on Chelsea. We still Chelsea. Our blood is still blue. And so let me give you my quick team lineup. I will not give you a prediction. How many goals? I don't want to take the risk again. But I'll give you my team lineup. And here we go. In defense, I will expect Ben Chilwell to play the left back position. I don't expect any more mistake. Ben Chilwell not a left winger, left back position. Then I would like Levi Cowell, to play beside him. Left side of the center back. Yes, left side of the center back. Then the old man, Thiago Silva, right side of the center back. Thiago Silva. And on the right back, Disasi. Yeah. Disasi. Goalkeeper, Petrovic. I want to see Petrovic in the goalpost tomorrow. Goalkeeper, Petrovic. Then at the midfield, I will expect to see Enzo and Casado pairing together at that midfield day. I wouldn't like to see Enzo at the forefront, playing the I would like to see him playing the typical number 8 role, distributing the play, directing play from that back with Casado. Casado number 6, Enzo number 8. That 2 pivots. And then I will expect Kopama in front of them. Yeah. Madueke on the right. If he's available, Madueke on the right. And Modric on the left. I'm talking about right winger, Madueke, left winger, Modric. Then up front, I will expect David Washington. From the press conference, the coach made it very clear that Broja is not ready yet. So I will expect David Washington to be on top there. That is my 11 to start a game with. Let me go over it again. Petrovic, Ben Chilwell, Levi Cowell, Thiago Silva, Disasi, Casado, Enzo, Palmer at the number 10 row, Modric on the left wing, Madueke on the right wing, and my striker should be David Washington. That 18-year-old young man should be my striker. All right, that is my team lineup for tomorrow's game against Brighton. Quickly, we go to the press conference and all that the coach has said before I run up. Before I leave you to go back for either your lunch or your dinner. Every word Mauricio Pochettino said on Chelsea vs Brighton. Cowell, Chilwell, and Egbali. Yes. What do you like the most about your team? That was the first question. One of the first questions he was asked. Pochettino, what do you like the most about your team? He answered, I think they believe in every short time that we are together. Realistically, we only started after the transfer window closed. In a few weeks, the team gets what we wanted, and we are showing the ideas and the way we dominate the game. Every single football person sees Chelsea deserve more, but we need goals. Yeah. We cannot forget that. We need to get criticized, of course, but we need to keep being strong in the belief. All of the players you can see against Aston Villa, how we fight with 10 men. In transition, 1-1, how they scored and we were creating chances with one player less. They believe all the players you can see against Aston Villa, how we fight with 10 men. In transition, 1-1, how they score and we were creating chances with one player less. We cannot show less than we are showing. And that is the way we are going to change our luck. On Levi Cowell, this is what the coach has to say. Levi Cowell providing balance for Thiago. Thiago is already doing well. The way we want to play and the moment we recover some offensive players. He is very good. He is strong. You need a strong defensive line. The depth we have, we are one of the best in the league. When you have an offensive player in front, sometimes you don't need an offensive fullback. Okay, when you have an offensive player in front, sometimes you don't need an offensive fullback. So now we are beginning to read into why he's using some players in certain positions that we don't like. Verdict on the Zebi. That is Brighton coach. What does he think about the Zebi? That's a Brighton coach. And this is what he has to say. I have a very good relationship with him. He's a great coach and doing a fantastic job with Brighton. That was all he has to say about the Zebi. Yeah. Things stand between Brighton and Chelsea. His answer, I think it's all important. It's still so early. It's strange, of course, but it always happens. From my experience in the Premier League, always some club at the top, maybe it drops, and some club. I remember Southampton or Leicester. That situation happens. All right? We are still on the press conference. More difficult job than expected, Mauricio Pochettino. He was being asked, does the job look more difficult than you expected? Because when you were coming, you were so excited of taking up the job. Now it looks like your smiles are dimming. You don't smile like you used to smile any longer. More difficult job than expected. This is what he has to say. It's not worse than I thought. I think we always knew new project is always difficult. Great. This period is a worse scenario than we can think to anticipate the situation. It looks like all is against us because the performance of the team deserves more points. All teams go through different periods. And I think we have the capacity to turn this around. We have the capacity to turn this around. We are able. That is why I made a call earlier on in my last video to you that it is time we come back together. We put our differences aside and come back together and support the team that we love most, Chelsea. Yes. Just as the coach is saying, all teams go through different periods, and I think we have the capacity to turn this around. Chilwell benched recently. Yes, on Benchua being benched recently. He said, I am so happy with Lever and the way he's playing. He's providing the team with a very good balance. Chile has the possibility to play tomorrow. We were using him maybe not in his best position because he was a winger. But he was a winger. That is why when we start to play with Micha, that is Modric, our thought was to keep Levi in the position. Okay? How to get confidence? Looking at the run of games and the disappointment, how do you get confidence and build your team's confidence before coming to the next game? That was the next question to him. Confidence in one aspect is to score goals. It's not only about your positional game, your movement. If you play with one or two strikers, it's most important to be natural. The team show confidence and believe in the way we play. We were talking a lot in the last 2 days, and we are going to work hard, and we are positive. The idea when you start the season, always you think in the very best scenario for the team. For different circumstances, we are not in the best situation. The important thing is to have experience and keep calm. To identify the problem is we are not clinical in front of the goal. That is a problem. We are not clinical in front of the goal. So they have identified a problem. And to solve it, one thing is to identify the problem, another thing is to solve the problem. But it is always good to, first of all, identify the problem. You fail to identify the problem, you can never solve it. But when you identify the problem is half solved. Yeah, the problem is half solved. So if they're able to identify the problem, then the problem is half solved. Sure. Did you give a speech after the loss to Aston Villa? Not really. But Monday and Tuesday we spoke a lot. Of course, it's my decision, me or the captain. It's not the job of the owner to come to the dressing room and to give a speech. They know very well how they have to behave. Was Baghdad in the room, in the players' room? Baghdad, was he there? Where the team is supposed to be? And with the coaches, was Baghdad there? I like when the owners come. In all my career, I think it's good. The way in which they approach the players is most important. They came and shared with us. They also did it with Liverpool and Luton and Nottingham Forest. They came with Paul and Lawrence, but that and sometimes taught also, and we talk about the game. I don't see in a bad way. For me, it's good always if they share with us and come with the players. If they want a speech, that is different. I think they are in a very good way and are glad they share time with us. When we win and eat good things, and share when we are suffering, like on Sunday. I will be leaving you pretty soon in the next few seconds so that you think over all that we said and agreed upon. By the time you will be going to bed tonight, I will be delivering exclusives for you. Like you know, I've given my team sheet. The rest, we wait and hope for the best tomorrow. And once you are up tomorrow, you will be receiving more news from me and more updates. Anything that will take place tonight or this afternoon, late afternoon in the camp, Cobham, I will surely deliver to you. The last but not the least, on the departure of Bruno departure, a decision between the club and Bruno. He didn't belong to my coaching staff, And it's the best decision for him and the club. When he was being asked about the departure of Bruno, our last coach that never lost a game, that was his answer. There are many more that he said, but I cannot deliver all now because it will be too long. Could Broja start tomorrow? No, he needs time. 20, 30, 35 minutes, he could maybe help. He is not ready yet. So that means that tomorrow we are going to see Broja on the bench. He might come in the second half, but not to start the game to play full 90 minutes, according to our coach. That goes to tell you that my suggestion that David Washington is going to start tomorrow's game might just be on point. I already predicted David Washington to start the game tomorrow. Now the coach is saying Broja might start from the bench. 30 minutes, 35 minutes will be enough for him. That simply means that David Washington is in line to start the game tomorrow. Hey, I'll come your way again later in the night before you go to sleep. Shalom and peace.